Hello viewers, welcome back. If you are new here to my channel, hi, my name is Erin and I'd like to talk about all things beauty, horror movies, and occasionally some book content as well. So if you're interested in any of those topics, think about subscribing down below. So if you don't like makeup videos, which this is one today, then go check out some other content on my channel. I do first time reactions to movies, talk about books. So yeah, there's something for everybody. Anyways, you guys, though, today we're going to be going over these two products that I've gotten recently from Sephora. This is the Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation. This is the mini size. I got mine in the shade Tan Sand. And then I also have the KVD Liquid Gel Blush, and I have mine in the color Glowlita 10. So I will show you guys application in these videos, and I will also tell you guys how I've been trying these products out in the video. If you like videos like this, like I said, give it a thumbs up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the product. So you guys, these products are quite little pricey things. Here we have the mini Tarte Hydroflex Serum Foundation, and like I said, I have mine in the shade Tan Sand, and this is a bottle that has 0.33 fluid ounces or 10 milliliters, and it was made in Korea and has a 12-month lifespan. As you can see, this is very tiny, and it is a mini, but this mini costs $15, so it is pretty pricey considering that you can go to the drugstore and get foundations from anywhere from $5 to $10 and get a full fluid ounce. So it is a little bit pricey considering the size of it. Just to compare, this is my Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Dewy foundation, and then the Fit Me formula in the shade 315 Honey. And as you can see, this guy, I don't remember the exact price of this, but I know it's under $10, and it has, I'm pretty sure, at least one fluid ounce. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find that. Yep, it has one fluid ounce or 30 milliliters. So as you can see, it looks similar in size, but there's a lot more product in here, obviously, than in here. And if I can just do one more comparison, this is my Iman Luxury Concealing Foundation. Now, this one does not have that many fluid ounces in it, and it is 0.5 or 15 milliliters. And I think these are about the same price-wise. I think this one was about around $15. So if you want to do a comparison, yeah. So again, this one though is more full coverage though, or like medium to full coverage, so you need less of this than this one. This is a serum foundation, so if you wanted to build it up, you'd probably be using more product. It is a squeezy tube, and that also can tell is a problem. As you can see, it is dripping, so you might have wasted product that way as well. So I don't know, is it worth it for the price? I will let you guys. Based on what I've tried out for the past 2 days, I really do like the formula though. So was it worth it? Sure. Maybe next time I'll get the full size though. But I do like this little mini because you can use it up and not waste product. And I have a lot of foundations. If you don't have a lot of foundations, I would say go for the full size. If you do and you just want to try some new formula, then maybe go for the mini one like I did. But anyways, $15, and like I said, it is not a very super full coverage foundation. I've worn it yesterday. I tried it out. I wore it all day for 8 hours, which is not the longest wear test, but it lasted really well. I did wear a mask and go out and had to wear a mask, and it did wear off a little bit. It's not exactly mask proof, but it does have a very beautiful finish, and it looks lovely on the skin. Now let's get into the KVD, I don't know the rest of their name. KVD Vegan Beauty something. This is their new liquid gel blush. I have mine in the shade Glowlita, and this one is kind of like a gelish texture to it. So if you don't like that texture, which I'm not the hugest fan of those ones when it comes to cream or liquid blushes, but I can say that it gives a very beautiful dew on the skin. So if you like dewy blushes like I do, then I think this will be a good one. I will say it is very sheer. I don't know if you guys can see how much color. I mean, you can see it because I put about 2 drops on today, and I used a brush. I did apply this yesterday with my fingers, and it sheared out a lot. And I set it with powder as well, and by the end of that, I could barely see some of the pigment in it. So it is very light. which is not my preferred look with blush. I like to go a little bit heavier with blush, but if you are of a fair skin tone or if you like a light blush look, then I think this will be perfect for you. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch it for you guys so you can see the color. It looks scary when you pull it out, but once you rub it in, it shears out a lot. And as you can see, it's very concentrated right there. But once you get it on the cheeks and shear it out with your fingers or a brush, it really shears out a lot. I would even say more than what I would like. I would not recommend using a sponge with this because I feel like the color would just be soaked up by the sponge. I'm going to also go ahead and, oof, messy, swatch the shade from the foundation, which is 42S or Tan Sand. So that's what that looks like there. This is actually a really nice match for me. As you can see, I have it on. And today I applied it 2 different ways. I did brush and I also did my fingers. And yesterday when I wore it all day, I applied it with a sponge and it looked really nice with a sponge as well. So let's go ahead and get into the demo of these products, and also I will show you guys the end of my wear test that I did yesterday. Okay guys, before we get into the wear demo, I forgot to mention that this is $26. So price wise, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it, especially for me, considering I have so many cream blushes, so many liquid blushes, so many powder blushes. I don't know if this is necessarily worth it for me because I did not absolutely love the formula. I like it, but yeah, I would say that I like other things a lot better, especially since I've been trying out a lot of cream blushes and liquid blushes recently this year and last year. I would say $26 is a bit much for me personally for this. But yeah, that's up for you guys to decide. Let's go ahead and get into the demo. All right, you guys, I'm checking in. I've been wearing this foundation for about 8 hours from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Looks pretty good. Probably a little bit has worn off, but I did have a mask on earlier and it was 90 degrees here in Georgia. So overall, pretty good. I also have the Kat Von D gel blush on and it has lasted pretty nicely as well, although it did fade a bit throughout the day. All right, you guys, I'm going to be doing my second time wearing this one. Yesterday I applied it with a sponge, so today I figured I should apply it with a brush to see how it does with that application. You can also go in with your finger. Maybe I'll do half with my finger and half with the brush today, so that'll work out. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to shake it up a bit because it is a serum foundation, and then I'm just going to put it right onto the brush. How about we do that? I'll do 2 drops there, and I'm going to apply on this side with the brush. Alright, as you can see, that was with 2 little dots, and I applied over here where I have a blemish. You can see it's still peeking through. It is a serum foundation, but it applied really nicely with this brush. This is from, I think the brand is called 1520. I think I got these off of the BoxyCharm pop-up store they have for a very good price, a whole bundle of brushes. But as you can see, that's what it looks like on this side with it. You don't see I mean, you can see that it has evened out my skin, but there's not a huge amount of coverage, and the color is really good. It's because I have it on this side and not on this side, and it looks pretty much similar. So on this side, I'm going to go in with my fingers. So I'm just going to put some in my hand, and sometimes I apply mint tinted moisturizers or like serums with my finger. Most times I use a sponge, which is what I did yesterday, and it worked beautifully like that as well. So with the fingers, just going to blend it into the skin. And then pat it in. Okay, so that's what it looks like with finger application. Looks really nice. I think it's comparable to the brush side. Yeah, looks really, really good. So brush, fingers, looks nice. I did wear this out yesterday. I did powder it, so I think today I won't powder it. I'm going to try to build up just a little bit on this side with the brush on that blemish and see how much coverage you can get with this. And as you can see, it did bring down the redness a bit, but again, this is a serum foundation. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and now apply the KVD Serum Liquid Blush, which is another product I'm trying out in this video, and I've been trying out. I tried it out yesterday. But first, let me do some other products before I get to the blush. Mario, what is this called? Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in medium dark as a bronzer today. Even though it's a contour stick, I use it as a pretty much where you would put bronzer. It's kind of got a nice shade to it that you can do it with that as well. And now I'm going to go in with the KVD Liquid Gel Blush in this shade Glowlita 10. And we're just going to, yesterday I applied it with a finger. So today I'm going to apply it with a brush and see how that application, how it works that way. So let me find a nice stiff brush for this because it's quite a jelly texture. So I need something a little bit more stiff. Now this I use sometimes for foundation, but I figured this will be pretty good for cream blush as well. This is their BoxyCharm brushes that they have in for the BoxyCharm brand, and I'm just gonna apply it. I'll apply it onto the cheek. I'm gonna just put a little here. It looks pigmented once you put it on your hand or wherever, but it shears out a lot. So I'm just gonna put two dots. So I have my brush, and I'm just going to use that to. So as you can see, how sheer it came out, even though it looks pigmented, it shears out a lot. Definitely if you are of a fairer complexion or light complexion, this will show up a little bit more. Went down a little far on there. And as you can see the color fairly well. Might build up a little bit on this side because it looks a little bit lighter. I find with the fingers it went on really nicely as well. Probably a little bit more sheer than with the brush, which is to be expected. And as you can see, it looks really pretty. I will say it did fade quite a bit throughout the day when I wore it yesterday. I wore it for about 8 hours. By the end of the day, you could barely see it. So, and I've been having more oily skin during the summer, or a combo more like. So if you're very oily, it might wear off even faster. But there's the application of the blush. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. Alright, you guys, I'm back with my makeup all finished. I went in with my AOA Studio Liquid Concealer. This is a $1 concealer. It's really, really nice actually, but it's more of a sheer formula, which I feel would go great with serum foundations. I finished up with my Mulan lipstick that they had with their collab with ColourPop. I did my brows with my Morphe brow pencil in the shade, I don't know, I think, oh, Mocha. There we go, shade Mocha. And I set my eyebrows with my Essence Clear Brow Gel, which is not very clear anymore. And I lined my lips with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF2. And highlight, I used the the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. So I did do a powder highlight over my liquid blush, but it did not disturb the blush or anything. And I did not set my face with powder because I didn't want to lose the color from the blush. So there you go, you guys. So really quickly, just my overview of these two products that I've had a little bit of time to review, not a lot of time to go over them, but at least I've played with them yesterday and today now. I first want to go over the Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation in the shade Tan Sand. Really, really like this foundation, obviously based on those 2 days, or today and yesterday, that I've been using it. It looks really beautiful on the skin, and I've applied it 3 different ways, and I think it works well each way, with the sponge, with my finger on this side, and then with a brush. It just evened out my skin beautifully, and based on my wear test that I did yesterday, it wears really nicely throughout the day. It's not exactly mask proof because I did feel like some of it rubbed off on my mask, and you can see a little bit of my skin peeking through, which you kind of could already anyways because it's such a light formula. But overall, I think it's a really, really great one, and I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. It looks really good on my skin. The KVD Liquid Gel Blush, the jury's still out on this one. I have mine in the shade, again, Glowlita. I do like the color that it is. The color of it is really, really pretty. I think the finish of it is nice, but it's not my favorite formula with that gel-like texture. Usually I don't really too much jive with those blushes, those types of liquid blushes that has that more jelly. Well, no, I wouldn't say that, because I really do like the Flower Beauty blush bombs, and that's kind of a similar formula, so I wouldn't say that, but I feel like there's a little bit of a slippy texture to this that is a little bit doesn't have the longest wear, but it does look really nice on the skin. It does give your skin a bit of a very dewiness, which I love. I love a dewy finish, but not everybody will like a really, really dewy cheek. Like, it does give you a very dewy looking cheek, and it does fade throughout the day. Like I said, when I wore it for 8 hours, I could see that a lot of it had kind of worn off, which happens with a lot of cream blushes. Well, they're getting better and better, you guys, so I wouldn't say that this will be my favorite formula overall, just based on the times that I've used it so far, but of course I will continue to use it. If I could compare it to anything, I would compare it to the ColourPop blushes that they came out with, their serum blushes, kind of a similar thing, and these were not necessarily my favorite either. I feel like there wasn't enough pigment, and I feel the same way about this one. I don't think that there's enough pigment, and I think that's because of the type of formula that it is. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it was informative, so you can make an informed decision if you want to buy either of these things. And yeah, hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe down below if you want to check out more content from me in the future. And I'll check you guys out in the future, in a future video coming to you very, very soon. Stay safe. Adios.